The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Ardor SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate. I'm Tim Calloway. We have a very special guest for you today from, of course, my favorite state, the state of Florida, Brian Stevens in Lakeland, Florida. How are you, Brian?
Hey, doing good, Tim. Thanks so much for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have you. Brian, I'm going to ask you the same first question I ask everybody. I'm not going to let you off the hook. So were you the child of 5 or 6 years old, tugging at your parents' pant leg, saying, hey, mom and dad, I want to be a realtor when I grow up? Or were you like the rest of us where you kind of fell back into it?
Well, that's a good segue. My father was a home builder actually for 25 years here in Polk County. So
Okay.
I kind of grew up in the real estate business, but I sat in model centers for, growing up. Actually, going way back when he was opening up a model center community here in Lakeland, it was called Honey Tree. And he actually put me in a Pooh Bear outfit, and I handed out jars of honey probably when I was under the legal working age of whatever, 10 years old. I don't even know if I got paid then or what, but that was part of the history. And then, so kind of grew up in the home building business and transitioned and got my license back in 97. So,
Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, you know what, Brian? You got paid with loves and hugs. I doubt your dad said that. He probably said you got paid with a meal and a place to live. How about that?
I did. You know what? I was very happy about it. Roof over our heads. It was good. Things were all
Yeah,
good.
there you go. My father was in construction as well, and boy, I never questioned anything about that. Okay.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect. And you're in Polk County, so you have like the greatest sheriff in the world, or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody knows Grady. I mean,
Right?
he loves the spotlight.
He does,
And
man.
the same guy who cuts my hair, who cuts Grady's hair, and
Yeah,
his name is Kelly. Grady says, I never met a camera I don't like.
he does, man. And I got to admit, whether you believe, whether you're with or against his politics, doesn't matter. He's against crime, which is great.
Yes.
And I just love the way he puts criminals in the spotlight. And he's like, hey, you can't hide. Come to Polk County, you're in trouble if you commit crime. And
He's
you
not
are.
letting you off the hook. Yeah.
No, you're in trouble. So don't commit any crime when you come here. I think he's great. I have an uncle in Clearwater whose
Mhm.
brother is the well, actually, my uncle in Clearwater. This isn't about me; it's about you. But I'll be quick.
Yeah.
He was the warden for the state of Florida. The warden. So he
Mhm.
he and Grady are great buddies and love each other. And his brother, Mike Jones's brother, up in Ohio, is the state law, like the head law official for State Troopers Association. So
Mhm.
I'm so used to it, I'm just it's in the family, but yeah, it's just kind of funny
Yeah.
anecdote about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We love Grady. We love
yeah,
Grady.
Grady's a good guy. And you can catch him on YouTube at all times. Let's talk about let's get back onto you in real estate. You 97, you got licensed. Let me ask you this. And I know you just came over to EXP, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But
Yes.
but did you have a mentor that got you in, or you just like, hey, dad's in construction, this seems like a route to go, or was there somebody that you kind of followed through and learned from them?
Probably it was just, dad was somewhat of a mentor, didn't know the general real estate space, was a new home builder, but, he's very successful here in Polk County. So I got a lot of, kind of watched him be successful and had a lot of connections there in that way. But when I got into the business, started with Coldwell Banker and stayed there for about a year and a half or so. Went to Remax, had a good run at Remax, loved my broker, Tony. He was awesome. Then we started our own. My business partner is Russ Rhodes, who still is. We went and started our own little brokerage for a couple of years, and that's when the market crashed.
Yep.
And so actually, my story is that in 2009, super active at our church, I got offered to go on staff at our church. In 2009, it was good timing because the market was going bad. I was active at the church. They said, "Hey, we'll pay you a salary position." and we'd like to bring you on. So for the next 6 years of my life, I did full-time ministry. So that's 2009 till 2015. And then I kind of got the itch to get back in business because I just love real estate. And so in 2015, I went back, and my business partner, Russ, he had gone to Keller Williams in about 2010. So I came back, and Russ had left me on the sign. Our team name is Road Stevens Real Estate Group. And so he had left me on the sign. So I got back in summer of 2015, and it's been going great ever since.
Well, that's fantastic. That's nice. He left you on the sign. I like that.
I told him when I was actually we were in Oklahoma doing ministry for a year and a half, thank the Lord, and moved back to Florida, right, to Winter Garden. And I remember talking to him in Oklahoma going, Russ, if you want to take me off the sign, man, it's like, you're doing this. That's totally fine. I get it. He said, hey, nope, you never know if you'll be back into it. And so, you know what? I guess he knew something.
Yeah. Are you still in ministry in the Lakeland area at all, or?
We're pretty active at our church. I teach a class or two, and we just serve wherever's needed. So we've been at the same church, Highland Park Church, right here in Lakeland for about 20 plus years. So besides the 6 year, moving away a few times, we've been there the whole time. So still doing whatever they ask us to do.
Fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about, so we know how you got started and kind of how you got led back into real estate. So let's talk about today. So you are a team. I mean, did you moved as a team over to EXP? Talk about the team, who's on the team, and then are you continuing to build a team? And if so, how is that happening?
Yeah, no, thank you. That's a good question. So Russ and I have been business partners for a number of years, and we have two administrative assistants, Pat and Shelby. And Shelby joined our team about a year and a half ago. They're both amazing. Shelby's been a huge asset to me personally. She's really works and does my stuff. And then Pat will do Russ's, database and all that kind of stuff. And then we have some other agents. We have Rusty, we have Ken, we have Bethany. And so we've got a great team. We've got some buyer's assistants, and Rusty does listings and buy sides. So we have a good team. We moved over to EXP because really kind of the thought was, how can we mentor other agents? How can we help them? How can we coach them? How can we share? Russ and I have over 50 years of knowledge between us in the real estate business. So how can we share that, with other agents? Yeah. So hence we moved to EXP. So we're kind of growing our network, if you will, nationwide. And we do mastermind calls every Wednesday. And so we just kind of talk about, how to get to be a better agent. So that's kind of our team structure right there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I like that. I like that a lot. So tell me about, let's break out the vision board a little bit, and let's talk about, what the vision is moving forward in the next 1, 3, and gosh, if you want to go as far as 5 years, go ahead. But what's the immediate future look like, and what are the goals?
Tim, our goal has always just been to help people, to help buyers and sellers. And, people can smell commission breath, right? Especially with real estate agents. So we really, we always want to deal in honesty and integrity are just huge for us, because we don't treat other people like that. So we've got that mentality to do that. And then we'd love to help as many people as we can. I mean, last year between Russ and I both, I think we did 50 million of GCI just between the two of us. So, we had a great year. The year before was pretty close to the same thing, just between he and I, not counting other team members. Right. So, I mean, part of it is to continue to help people out, and wherever the numbers fall, they fall. Probably even as much, if not more important now, is to grow our network of agents that partner with us that we can really kind of pour into. We still are going to stay in production big time. However, there's a slice of our time we want to start to pour into other agents just to help them along the path. Because, to your question earlier, we've had other people that have poured into us and that have done a really good job. And so we appreciate it. We want to pay it forward. That's kind of the close goal, if you will. And man, in 5 years, my thought is I'd like to have my own small commercial office building, debt-free, and to own that and have a, 1,500 square foot office and have, X amount of agents, nothing crazy, but, more than what we've got now, and just kind of grow that in the right time.
Nice. I like it. And I definitely agree. I mean, the day you wake up and, no matter what your faith is, but the day you wake up and realize that the four others mentality is a lot more fulfilling than that additional, dollar in the bank.
Yes.
I think life overall is much more fulfilling at that point.
It,
So
it it really is, and that's the point I got to last fall. Like, man, we've done better than we've ever done, but you know what? What can we do next? How can we get
yeah,
next level?
yeah,
You know, how can we grow?
right. You can still grow and be a good person and be good to others. Uh,
Yes.
don't have to worship the dollar for sure. Let's talk about the greatness of Lakeland and that area and Florida overall, and in how you do business there. Obviously, I'm in Florida as well, so I love hearing about agents in Florida and what they're doing. Why do people come to your area, and more importantly, why people don't leave? And I think that's very important. Why people stay in an area their whole life, much like some of your family and yourself. You're back
Mhm.
there now.
Mhm.
Let's talk about Lakeland a little bit in the area that you work.
Man, Tim, Lakeland has exploded. As you know, being from Florida, you've probably seen your area explode too, right? You're in a
Yeah.
big city
So,
too, right?
so much so they're squeezing me out. But yeah.
Well, so I mean, and I've grown up in Lakeland, right? So so we are exactly positioned between Tampa and Orlando. So we're right in the middle. It really is a great place because you're kind of a smaller city. I used to say that we're getting bigger now, but you can run to a big city if you need big entertainment, right? To Tampa or Orlando.
Mhm.
So Lakeland is really it's where Publix headquarters is,
Yeah.
So Publix in Southeast United States. So we're headquartered here. We have Florida Southern College. We have Southeastern University. We have some great colleges here. Here's what I would say: our city in Lakeland truly has done a great job at running our city. It's clean. It's well kept, it's well run. I mean, there's always going to be parts of it that are, struggling or trying to whatever, grow in the right way. But I mean, for the most part, we're really a good, strong, well run city. And we got some beautiful lakes, hence the Lakeland,
Right.
So we have some Lake Hollingsworth, Lake Morton. We just opened up the city just actually opened up a park that the Publix people, Carol Barnett, who just unfortunately passed away about a little while ago.
Right.
They designated money for this called Bonnet Springs, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. So that just opened 6 months ago, and it's huge for families. It's free. They can walk out there, and it's good free fun. So Tim, there's a lot of great things about Lakeland, and traffic. You can't get anywhere in 10 minutes or 15 minutes anymore. It's
Right.
crazy, the traffic. However, man, it's still a great city. So we love it.
Yeah, for sure. Brian, I've never told anybody this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it now.
Okay.
Lakeland, if you live in Florida, in my opinion, and I unfortunately don't know as much, near a fraction of what you know about Lakeland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But topography, demographic, and location wise, I believe is the number one city in Florida to live in. And
Yeah.
that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with anything other than you're smack dab in the middle of two major metropolises, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak,
Mm-hmm.
destinations, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Without living and you've lived in Winter Garden, so you know what I'm talking about when it comes to traffic and just
Yes.
crowds and
Yes.
tourists, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can live in Lakeland and go, man, this is quiet and this is nice, even though it's a booming town,
Right. Right.
but you still get that hometown feeling. And I can get in my truck, and in 30 minutes I can be, well, I drive fast, but 30 minutes I can be in Tampa if the traffic's right.
Yes, you
Uh,
can.
yeah,
Yes.
and in 30 minutes I can be at least at the southern end of Walt Disney World or Animal
Right.
Kingdom, that area, if traffic's right.
You can. You can.
So to me, it's perfect. I'm like, the number one beach in Florida, Clearwater, pretty much is I mean, it's a day trip. You
It's easy. It's a
yeah,
1 hour solid
easy,
trip.
easy.
It's not hard at all.
Yeah, I always tell my wife, I say, that to me is Lakeland's the best. My dad bought a house there in Lakeland. He worked construction, I think I mentioned to you, and
Yeah.
he bought a house there just to live in the few years that he was working on a project there in one of the areas.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great area. Love it, love it, love it. So how would someone contact you, Brian, if they were looking maybe to join the team? Of course, if they're looking to buy,
Yes.
after that glowing review we just gave Lakeland, or
Yes.
maybe even someone in the area who might be looking to list, how would they get in touch with
Yeah. So Tim, well, first of all, let me just say this. Here's what I tell people. Whether selling or buying, you got to call Brian.
you? Yeah, I love it. I'm putting that on
Okay.
your thumbnail. I'll put
Yes.
that on your thumbnail for the show.
So whether selling or buying, you got to call Brian. So really my cell phone, and it's area code 863-647-8600. Call or text is the best and easiest way to get a hold of me. And of course, my email address is realtorbrianstevens@gmail altogether, gmail.com. So however you'd like to connect, that is the easiest way to connect with me. And would love to help buyers and sellers and have a consultation with you and just kind of talk about your goals, your needs, kind of where you are. When we come from the angle of just trying to help people, there's never any pressure. And honestly, part of, our referral business, which is probably 80% of our business, is word of mouth. And I've got over 150 five-star Google reviews because we just want to do a good job for people. We're not perfect,
Right.
but we really do want to try to help people. And then they share that with other friends. So would love to help somebody. Absolutely.
Love it, Brian. Sounds fantastic. So once again, one of those you must answer this questions. So I'm not
Okay,
gonna let
here we
you
go.
talk on this one either.
Yeah,
No,
man.
no, really, Brian, what I like to do, and I always try to leave the show with a positivity. So what I ask of you is, just tell us whatever's on your heart, your mind, your soul that you feel that other people need to hear right now, whether it be about business, life, it could be about your dog. It could be about anything you feel is important. And I know everybody has these thoughts once in a while. So if you could just share them and take us
Yeah.
out.
Tim, I think probably, man, I'm 57 years old, and the older I get, I feel like I'm getting up there, right? The older I get, it seems like the more selfless of a life we live, it's really more of a fulfilled life. Believe me, I like living for myself. I'm selfish by nature. Absolutely, we all are.
We're born
But
that
when we
way,
really
right?
live to serve others and to help others, and we really try to come from that, angle, whether it's in my case, I got 3 teenagers. So, right, driving my kid to Orlando tonight for basketball. That or helping my wife out or whatever it is, if we can come to that point in life of always trying to just to surrender to ourselves and help other people, it really is more of a fulfilled life. And it's a daily choice. It's got to be intentional. It's not easy. We have to get out of our own way. And
Right.
but it's something that I am trying to continue to learn how to grasp onto, every day. So that, that in turn helping buyers, sellers, clients, your family, your church, your friends, whoever that looks like, just trying to come from that angle, I think is kind of where I'm at today and
Awesome.
continuing to learn, man. I don't have it down. I'm continuing to learn.
Awesome. Great place to be, right, Brian?
Yeah, it is. It is for sure.
Love it.
Yeah, Tim.
Brian, thanks so much for being on the program today. EXP Realty, Lakeland, Florida. If you haven't seen Lakeland or you've heard all the other cities in Florida, definitely check it out. Great place to be. And Brian, I'd love to catch up with you over the next 3, 6, 9 months and see how your journey with EXP is going. Obviously, I will get a chance to see you and meet you in May. So
Yes.
I look forward to that as well. Thanks again for being on and have a great weekend.
Thanks a lot, Tim. Thanks for all your help. I really appreciate you, man.
Have a good one.
Thank you, you too.